So let's talk about this idea, the architecture of solitude. It's all about the hidden strength that we build in those moments when we feel the most alone.
Right off the bat, I need you to hear this. Really let this sink in. You're not lonely.
No, something else is going on here, something much deeper. You're actually being rebuilt.
And the craziest part of all of this? You probably don't even know it's happening yet. Okay, first we have to get real about that feeling. You know the one. Let's call it the loudest silence. Maybe this sounds familiar. You grab your phone tonight, not because you're expecting a call or anything important has happened. Nope, you're just scrolling. Because the quiet in the room just feels way too loud. You're just trying to escape that feeling that everyone else is out there, living, and you're just here. And in that silence, this little voice starts to creep in, right? And it asks this absolutely terrifying question. Wait, what if something's wrong with me?
And right after that one, another one hits. You see everyone else on your feed, they're moving on, new jobs, new friends, and you can't help but ask, am I falling behind? Am I being left out?
And then, then comes the one that feels the heaviest, the one that really settles deep down. What if this whole being alone thing, what if it's not just a phase? What if this is just my life now?
But hold on, because this is where we flip the script. What if this isn't a punishment? What if you thought of this as an unexpected invitation?
I want you to really let this question land. What if that feeling, that loneliness you've been running from so hard, what if it isn't breaking you? What if it's actually the very thing that's been building you this whole time?
Think about it like this. What you're going through, it feels isolating, but it's actually rare. Not because you're weak, but because most people will do anything to avoid getting quiet enough to face what you are facing right now.
And there's actually a name for this process. It's this powerful internal engine for growth that only runs on quiet. It's called the individuation engine.
So individuation, it's this psychological journey of becoming who you were always meant to be. And the guy who came up with it, Carl Jung, he was really clear about one thing. This doesn't happen at a party. It doesn't happen in a crowd. It can only happen in solitude.
And here's how it works. It's basically 2 steps. When you're finally alone, your mind, it finally gets to stop performing for everyone else. No more trying to be cool, no more trying to fit in. And then, once the performance stops, it can finally start listening to you, to what you actually want, what you actually believe.
You know those people you really admire, the ones who just seem so solid, so comfortable in their own skin? Well, they didn't get that way by constantly being surrounded by people. For them, stillness was their training ground. Solitude, that was their gym. And every single night you sit with yourself instead of running for a distraction, that's a rep. You're getting stronger. And what you're building is a type of strength you can't really show off. It's invisible. It's an inner foundation that nobody else can see.
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you have the crowd. They run from silence. They are terrified of being alone, so they just stay distracted 24/7. But you, in solitude, you're doing the hard work. You're facing yourself. You're figuring out what you really want, and you are building true, unshakable strength. Look, maybe you didn't choose this. Maybe life just kind of pushed you here. But the fact is, after everything, you're still standing. And I need you to understand that is not weakness. In a world that runs from itself at top speed, staying put like that is incredibly rare. So, that uncomfortable quiet, what is it really? Let's give it a new name, right now. It's not silence. It's the sound of you becoming. And this is the perfect way to think about it. It's so simple but so true. Transformation is a solo project. A caterpillar doesn't get all its friends together to become a butterfly. The whole process has to be internal. It has to go inward. It has to go through that messy, confusing period of dissolving everything it used to be. And only then can it become something totally new, something beautiful that couldn't have existed before. Sound familiar? That's you, right now. So the next time that silence feels like it's getting a little too heavy, don't run. Just for a second, sit with it. Because that silence, it's not a void. It isn't emptiness. It's the powerful, productive humming sound of you becoming. And I promise you, one day, and it's not that far from now, you are going to look back at this time, this quiet, maybe painful, uncomfortable time in your life, and you will realize with total clarity, this is where it all started. This is where I became who I was always meant to be.